queen takes a2. So this is a forced line, I think, that should not be so hard to calculate, because what I'm talking about, all moves I think are forced after some I move. So if I take a queen, black needs to take with a rook. So there is no many lines here, but only just one line in this variation. So if I take, black needs to take, so I can go maybe here and then take, so I don't have anything in this line. There is also idea of playing bishop e6 check. After bishop e6 check, black can go to h8. Then I'm playing rook f8, rook takes f8, rook takes f8. And then black cannot take with this rook, because I will just take a queen for nothing. So after bishop e6, rook h8, rook f8, rook takes f8, rook takes f8, it's necessary for black to play king g7. Then maybe I can just go with rook g8 check. If king h6, then queen c1 check. But I don't see, unfortunately, a follow-up. So definitely I will not look too seriously this taking move, but bishop e6 is still a candidate, but I'm not sure what to do after. So bishop e6, bishop e6. There are two moves, king h8 and king j7. So after bishop e6 check, what to do? Again, if rook f8, rook takes f8, rook takes f8, king g7, maybe I can play rook f7, king h6, queen c1, king h5, rook takes h7. So how many moves is that? So bishop e6 check, king h8, rook f8. So first move, bishop e6 check, king h8, rook f8 check, rook takes f8, rook takes f8, king g7, rook f7, king h6, queen c1, king h5, rook takes h7 is checkmate. So this is a line with a mate. So bishop e6, king h8, rook f8, rook takes f8, rook takes f8, king g7, rook f7, king h6, queen c1, king h5, rook h7 checkmate. But there is also another possibility. After bishop e6 check, king h8, rook f8 check, rook takes f8, rook takes f8, king g7, rook f7, king h8 again. What to do then? So it should be some follow-up. I'm not sure what is the follow-up. And also after bishop e6 check, it's possible just to go king g7, then rook f7, king h8. It's a similar variation, but what if I after bishop e6, if black just take with the rook, I will take the queen and take. So I will play it because I don't see anything else. So after that variation, okay, I know what to do. Rook here, and now after taking, of course, I can just take. Okay, I saw all of that, but I wasn't sure about this line, just to see. So after bishop e6, king h8, rook f8, rook f8, rook f8, king g7. Okay, there is this variation. So I calculated rook f7, and it's good for black because king h6 is strange. Queen c1. Okay, there is a g5. I didn't see a move g5. So that's the problem in the line where you have more different variations. So I didn't see g5. I saw only here and here checkmate. This is what I calculated. So after king g7, because of that, rook f7 is not a move, but rook g8. And what is the idea? The idea is now if black goes here, I will give a check here, and there is no move g5 because of checkmate just. And after queen c1 check, if black goes with, oh okay, not this, if black go just here, there is possibility to play just g4. It looks very good. So here checkmate. And but I didn't like here rook g8 because I thought somehow that king f6 is possible, but okay, there is queen f1. And after queen f1, there is a problem because if you, what if you just play here? So there is just this variation. Okay, very nice problem. So I saw some things, but I definitely didn't see everything. So let's go. Next puzzle. This is definitely for me, this looks for me not so hard, because if I just take a queen, after that I have knight f3 check and I'm taking bishop, but is there just, is that just good? I don't think so. So maybe it's possible that is that easy. I don't think so. So after knight h3, so I don't see that there is something better. Yeah. So this is very strange for me. So this puzzle is with a high rating and it really looks very easy. So it's white's move, and there is definitely some, I think that there are some checkmates if I just go here e8 queen. At least I suppose that. But I cannot be sure. So what to do here? Maybe if I just take queen here, there is some rook f4 maybe, and if queen b3, queen a4 is a checkmate. If I go to queen b3, and if rook b4, king c5, maybe just queen c3, and there is, I suppose, some checkmate here. But how to stop this anyway? So if I just take this pawn, then maybe my queen can just march over B line, and there are no some checks with queen A4 because of the pawn, I think. I'm not sure. So if I take this queen F4, queen B5, queen cannot go to A4 anymore. So I think this is a move. Okay, it's not. I just try. Maybe it's just taking a queen. It would be interesting, yeah. Okay, I didn't see C4. Okay, my mistake, but it's interesting. Just to see if there is no that C4 move, I think that this is a checkmate. So yeah, here white is giving a mate in 12 moves, but only if white finds move c4. Otherwise, so we go just here. Okay, there is, it's not so problematic. I don't know. It's equal, but there is no checkmate. So yeah, I made a mistake. There is again some, I hope, easier tactic. So somehow this piece position of this piece is not great here. And if queen is not here, I will just go queen g5, threatening checkmate, and I will take this bishop. But queen defends this square, and it's not really nice just to play rook b5 and to give a rook here. It's also possible just maybe to take bishop, and this is, I think, not so bad because black will get some pawns for this piece. So if I just take, if king takes, I can give just a check. So let's see. White is here up a piece. So maybe draw is even enough for me, objectively speaking, but there are two passers, so I have two pawns, but they're on the beginning squares, so not sure. For me, bishop takes g2 is practical move. So if if white just goes somewhere, I will go queen g4, and I think it's pretty good. So problem for me is that in some position like this one, I like this move, so I will play it no matter what. So here, maybe this is just a nice way to draw a game. So maybe black is not winning here. Yeah, it's just a draw. So this is a b3, and now is the question what black needs to do here. I would like that my queen is here. I will give that checkmate here, so maybe the position of queen should be, queen need to go in the game somehow, but it is very dangerous here for black's king because both a rook and a queen attacking this pawn. And this bishop is hanging. So, for instance, if I will just go here, queen g6, I threat checkmate here. So this is the move that I want to play, queen g6, and this is checkmate. Very nice. Checkmates are actually good, as Grandmaster Benjamin Feingold often says. So queen g6, and then what's the only problem here for me The only problem is I think that white can go to c7 check, and then the only square is here, and so it's a draw. White can go and giving check on these two squares to the end of the game. So I need to go here with the queen, but I also need to stop white's queen to go here and to stop taking of this pawn. So I think that the right move is queen d6, and I will play that move. And then I will just take it. c7. I like rook f2, but then queen white can just promote queen on c8, so it's not the move. But maybe the move is rook f1, but then I need to calculate both e5 and this is not a move. So if I go just rook f1, then c8 queen is not the move, because rook or queen on a1 is just checkmate. So if I go just rook f1, I'm threatening checkmate. And I think that this should be a solution, because white don't have really much resources to defend this, I think. But there would be issues if I go just rook f1. There will be some issues with e5, where to go with a king, because I cannot go here. Yeah, but I think the only move is here. So this is a problem. e5 check, where to go? Should I go to the g7 square or to h6 square? What's the difference? If I go to g7 square, there is problematic check on g2, so I need to go here. There is this check, so here is also very important to spot that I want to go somewhere where white queen cannot check, give me a check, so I will go here. Okay, should I take it? I think. Yeah. Let's solve one more problem. What to do here? I don't have a clue what to do. So there are no some checkmate threats, so maybe I can go just somewhere with a knight and threatening to take on a2 with a mate. But are there some problems for my king here? So actually the crucial question here is if my king safe here. And there are three pieces that attack here, my queen and queen king, and also there is this bishop here that is much more active than this one. So for me it's very important just to calculate something like rook takes h7, rook takes h7, queen j6, king e8 I need to go, queen g8 check, king d7, queen e7, and this is checkmate here. So if I go just knight b5, there is check, rook takes h7, rook takes h7, queen g6. Unfortunately, the only place for me here, oh, it's just even worse than I thought. So after knight b5, rook takes h7, I will need to go here, so this is not a move. What should I do here? Maybe even just now to go king here immediately. Then after rook takes h7, I can just go to d7 maybe, and I'm safe. I will do it. Okay, it's not a solution. I will stop here, but just to see. Okay, of course. Terrible. Okay, I didn't see this check. And it's really easy problem. And here I thought, okay, it's maybe to go here. And after rook takes h7, okay, to go somewhere. Okay, I didn't say it. Okay, it's enough for today. I will stop.